Hello, it's Amanda the Nail Polish Hound and welcome to the final destash for my pink nail polishes. We're going to start off with these three sort of random ones that don't fit anywhere else. The others I've tried to match them up with similar polishes. So this first one that we're going to be looking at, I haven't bothered swatching these because I know they're going nowhere, and this is Dove by Model's Own. I love these little black speckled polishes. And then we've got this polish by 90. And this one is called Sprinkles. I've got a feeling it was originally a white polish, but some of the pink has bled from the glitters, so it definitely looks more pink now. But it's still very pretty, so I'm keeping it. And the last one in this little batch is this Lacquer. This one is called Cupcake. I think this is really pretty, and I know I'm going to be keeping this one too. And then moving on to this little batch, I have started swatching them at this point just to make sure that I was happy to be keeping them, and also where there are polishes that are a little bit similar to each other. And this first one is a quixotic polish, if that's how you pronounce it. It's called Love Potion number 9. That's what this one looks like on the nail wheel, and it is a little bit similar to one of the polishes in my previous video, but a lot more dusky. That one that you're looking at there, that one is the Glam polish that I kept from my previous destash. So it's similar, but in terms of what's in it, but it is much more dusky. So definitely keeping this one, and I'm going to be putting this one on my autumn rack because I would like to wear it again sometime soon. Next up, we've got this Pretty Serious polish. This one was a bit of a lemming of mine. It's called Princess Plutonium, again with the little black shards in it, which is really pretty, especially against this bright pink. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. It's really, really pretty. But the reason I swatched it was to compare it to the next one. And that is ARs Nails Hot to Trot. And I know it's not exactly the same, not by a long shot. If I can compare them both, then you can see the ARs Nails is a different shade of pink, and it's got the little blue metallic flakes in it rather than the black ones. So they are different, but what I'm wondering about is whether I need to keep both. So that is what the ARs Nails looks like on the swatch wheel. It is pretty. Out of the two, I prefer the Pretty Serious, and I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to like this one. I've not worn it, so I'm going to put this one into my pending destash pile and make sure I wear it and then make a decision on it. This next little batch, we've got all flaky polishes and a random liquid sands by OPI. I'm going to start off with the OPI Liquid Sands polish. It's quite an old polish now. It's called Silent Stars Go By. As you can see, I have used up quite a lot of it, but this one has gone gloopy now, so I'm going to let this one go. It smells a bit off as well, so this one's going to be disposed of. That's what it looked like on the swatch wheel. It was really, really pretty, but I did get quite a lot of use out of it, so I'm not too mad at it. Next is a polish that you saw in one of my earlier destash videos, because I included this one under the taupes, and I did put it onto my pending destash pile to wear it to see if I liked it. I was worried about the quite gold flakes in there, as gold is a bit hit and miss with me. And the reason I bought it back was to compare it with this Holo Taco, because I thought when I was wearing it that it might be quite similar. Actually, I think they look quite different to each other, although similar in that they've both got the flakies in them, different coloured flakies and a different coloured base. So the Holo Taco there is Solo Mission. So I've re-swatched the Emily de Molly on the swatch wheel, and you can see it's got a lighter base. It's actually showing up a bit more pink than it really is in real life. It's slightly more peach toned. And this is what it looked like on my nails. And this is what the Holo Taco looks like. I actually prefer the Holo Taco. A swatch picture of this one as well for you. So I'm going to be keeping the Holo Taco, and I'm going to be getting rid of the Emily de Molly. This is the Holo Taco Solo Mission. Very pretty. Again, I thought this was going to be a bit lighter and a bit more pink when I saw the original swatch pictures, but I do really like it. And when you catch those flakes in the sun, it's very, very pretty. So that one is staying. Then we have these two pink flakies. The base colour is a little bit different, and the flakes in the ethereal on the right there are bigger than they are in the Missouri. But I put them together because they are both plain pink with flakies. This is the Missouri up close. And you can see all those little flakies in there. This one is called Cotton Candy, and it is quite a pale sort of bubblegum pink colour, which you know isn't my favourite if you've been watching this series. And this is what it looks like on the swatch wheel. It is very pale, and it's got tiny little holographic glitters in it as well. Next up we've got this ethereal lacquer, and this one is called Moonlit Orchid. As I said, the flakes in this one are really big, really, really pretty. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. I really don't think I need both of these polishes in my collection. It's not something I would wear very often, and I prefer the tone of this one. So I'm going to be keeping the ethereal lacquer, and I'm going to be destashing the Missouri. The next little grouping here are all glitter polishes. And the first one, which I've not swatched because I don't want to waste any of it, is Holo Taco's Menchie the Cat. It's very, very pretty. Full coverage glitter. But as I said, I just don't want to waste any of it. And I know I want to keep this one, so I didn't see the point in swatching it. The next one is this Zoya polish. And this one is from their Pixie Dust range. It is called Luxe. Can't remember if I've worn this one or not. It's really more of a topper than it is a full coverage polish. You could probably just about build it up with a lot of coats, and I've tried it as a topper and I don't really like it like that. I'm not so keen on the glitters as I used to be because of the difficult removal, so I've decided I'm going to let this one go. Next in this little grouping is this polish for days. This one is called Serendipity. And that's what this one looks like on the nail wheel. This one's very pretty. I have worn it once and enjoyed it, so I'm going to be keeping this one. And then we have this China Glaze. This one is called Pom Pom. I've had this one in my nail polish collection for a very long time. It's a proper old-fashioned glitter polish. This is what it looks like on the nail wheel. It is quite see-through, but it's too much to use as a topper. And I've not worn it in forever. I keep looking at it thinking I should destash it and then giving it a reprieve because it's so pretty, but they still don't wear it. So this time I'm going to let this one go. And next up we have this Holo Taco. This is brand new to my collection. It's called Pop Rocker. It's the nail polish that's on my nails in this video. Here's what it looks like in my swatch pic. Here's what it looks like on the nail wheel. It's very, very pretty. It's got a combination of crushed holographic and shimmer. I love a bit of blue shimmer in a pink polish. This one was a bit of a surprise for me because it is quite light Barbie pink colour, which I'm not always keen on, but I really, really like this one. So that one's obviously going to be staying in my collection. These next three polishes are all sort of more magenta colour and are meant to be full coverage, I think, but actually are more sheer. The first one is another glitter topper, so maybe I should have put it with the last group. This is the Holo Queen holographic version, the collaboration polish between Fun Lacquer and Simply Nailogical. I probably won't wear this one again, I have to admit. It's a little bit of nail polish history, so I'm going to be keeping it for that reason. Here it is on the swatch wheel. You can see that is still quite sheer. But as I said, I'm going to be keeping this one anyway. Next up we have this Femme Fatale polish. Looks so pretty in the bottle. It's called Red Eyed Scavengers, and this one was a gift from Nika. I really like the look of it in the bottle, but it took forever to build up, and actually on the nails it kind of comes across a little bit more orange, and I'm not so fond of that, so unfortunately going to be letting this one go. And then we have this Moonshine Mani. This one is called Mike and Bezekil, and again, this one's probably better off as a topper rather than trying to build it up as a full coverage manicure, but I do really like this one as a topper, so I'm going to be keeping this. This next little group of polishes, obviously there's no dupes here, but they're similar in a way, especially the first three. So this first one is by Barry M. It's from their Molten Metal range, and it's called Pink Luxe. And you can see this one's got quite a lot of fine gold shimmer in it as well. And this is what this one looks like on the nail wheel. It is quite sheer, and that gold is quite strong, so I'm going to be letting this one go. Next we have this Nails ink. This one's a little bit darker, and in real life it's showing up a little bit more peachy orange colour. It's called Cherish in Chelsea, and this is what it looks like on the nail wheel. Because of that sort of peachy gold undertone to it, it doesn't suit me quite so well, so I'm going to be letting this one go too. And then going a little bit out of order that I swatch them in, because they sometimes take me by surprise and they don't quite look like the colour grouping that I originally think they will. We have this polish for days called Aster, which I thought was more of the magenta purple end of my pinks, but when I swatched it, it actually looks quite similar to the last two, and this is also very sheer, but I prefer this one because it's more pink, less orangey gold. So letting the other two go, and because I've got this one that I like better that's sort of similar. So that's Polish for Days, Aster, and this one's staying in my collection. Then we have this one's one of KB Shimmer's reflective glitter polishes. I love these. This one's called Opes and Dreams. It's really, really pretty. I've got another one of these coming up in a bit. I haven't top coated this one, but that's how I do normally wear them, with a top coat. But they look pretty either way. That one's definitely staying in my collection. My next little grouping here are all ones that are pinks with a strong contrasting shimmer in them. That's a combination that I really like. We've got this polish by M&N. This is the only polish I have from this brand. And this one's called Pink Sugar Heart Attack. And this one was very popular when it came out because of that purple contrasting shimmer there. And that shimmer is really evident on the nail as well, which is perfect as far as I'm concerned. And this one's definitely staying in my collection. The next is a classic from China Glaze. This one is called Strawberry Fields. Much forgotten about, but really beautiful polish. This one's got a bit of a gold shimmer in it, but because of the tone of the pink, I can cope with that. And together, I think it's a really pretty combination. So that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel, and that one is staying in my collection as well. If I get through all my other summer rack nail polishes, I might dig this one out and give it a wear because it's so pretty and I've not worn it in ages. Next we have another polish for days. This one is newish to my collection and I haven't worn it since I got it. It is on my summer rack. This one is called Look Alive. And again, we've got that strong blue purple shimmer in it, which is very evident on the nails, at least in the swatch pictures that I've seen of this beautiful polish. You can tell by the way that I'm talking about it, this one's definitely not going anywhere, and that shimmer's actually so strong, it almost makes the polish look purple. So of course this one is staying in my collection. Last little one in this section, and we are getting there slowly. Got a couple more sections to go. This is by Night Owl Lacquer, and it's called Hobie Wy. And this one's a little bit of a darker pink with a sort of silvery purple shimmer in it. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. Also staying in my collection. Then we have these two polishes that I thought looked similar to each other in the bottle. They're both a sort of muted pink, verging on mauve colour. You can see that the Holo Taco is a little bit more mauve than the ARs Nails is, but they're sort of similar, especially when I swatch them on the swatch wheel. This is the ARs Nails polish, and you can see that it has got a sort of small fine gold flakes in it, and again, gold sometimes doesn't suit me, but it actually isn't that strong on the nail. This one is unnamed, I think it was a prototype. And that is what it looks like on the swatch wheel. Very pretty, and I'm going to be keeping this one. Then we have the Holo Taco. This one is called Curfew Crasher. I've worn this one fairly recently. It's definitely a bit more mauve coloured. That's what it looks like on the nail wheel. This is a really pretty one, and just muted enough that I can get away with wearing it at work. So that's Holo Taco's Curfew Chaser, staying in my collection. Last four nail polishes now. Thank you for staying to the end if you've been with me this long. The first one's another one of those reflective glitters, reflective polishes by Shimmer. The first one is another one of those reflective polishes by Shimmer. Just a little bit darker pink than the last one. And this one is called There's a Nap for That. It's also got a contrasting shimmer in it as well. I do love these polishes. So obviously I'm going to be keeping this one. Next we have an older OPI polish. This one is called Cute Little Vixen. Very pretty. I can't remember the last time I wore it, but I really should. That's what it looks like on the nail wheel. And I think I might try and wear this one over the holiday season. It is a sort of Christmassy polish in my mind. So I'm going to be keeping that one too. Then we have another Barrier. This is from their Crystal Rock range, and this one's called Pink Turmaline. Again, this one has got lots of little gold flakes in it. And I thought it looked a little bit similar in some ways to this Holo Taco. It's a bit darker, and the Holo Taco's got more elements in it as well, with the holographic in there too. I think the Holo Taco might have some reflective glitter in it as well. But they're sort of similar. So it's Pink Turmaline, and the Holo Taco is called Private Villa. On the swatch wheel though, they do look quite different. Pink Turmaline very much lives up to its name of being more pink, and looks quite different to what it looks like in the bottle. It's pretty, but I think I have other polishes that I prefer to wear, like the Shimmer one over here that doesn't have the gold in it. So I think I'm going to be letting this one go as well. And then finally that Holo Taco. And this one was called Private Villa. It's very, very pretty. I wore this one last year and thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm going to be keeping this one. That's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. And just putting it underneath my phone flashlight, it definitely looks like we've got some reflective glitter in this one too. That was a little bit more successful in terms of destashes for me. With 9 polishes leaving my collection, In the next one of these videos, I'm going to be moving on to my red polishes, and I hope I'll see you in that video. Thanks for watching. Bye!